Hi everyone, it's me again, your host of Fashion Psychology TV, Dr. Dawnn Karen, and I'm coming to you with a Fad Mania episode on the infamous TikTok trend, turning my mom into me. Let's get into it. Special thanks to @TayBreeBaby for recommending me to explore the fashion psychology behind this TikTok trend. Now, because of her, we're going to explore a few layers to this trend. So we can start here. Does motherhood age us, or does it make us lose our sense of style or even change our focus? As your fashion psychologist, it's important to note that as you increase numerically, notice I didn't say as you get old, as you increase numerically, you tend to pick up on life's roles. So you add a role that you must play in your life, and each role has a corresponding uniform. For example, you are an employee, and then you move along and you become a wife, and then you move along and then you become a mother, right? And then all the while you're still a sister, you're still a daughter, right? So you're still a member of an organization. So each role that you play in life has a corresponding uniform, meaning there is an outfit that you have to wear when you show up in said role. In psychology, there's a term called decision fatigue, aka a paradox of choices. And in the fashion psychology field, I relate that to when you're inundated with so many options of what to wear and you sort of have a meltdown, or you feel overwhelmed, or you feel simply exhausted from everything. So what tends to happen is two things. When we talk about, pivoting the focus, what tends to happen is that others will employ my theory, repetitious wardrobe complex, where you're repeating the same outfit choices, the same colors, the same styles daily. Or you tend to mood illustration dress, aka serotonin dressing, where you tend to typically dress down to maintain some type of emotional equilibrium, where your emotions are not fluctuating as much, because you yourself, you must focus on producing at a high level. So you being an employee while juggling being a mother, while juggling being a wife, while juggling being a sister and a daughter, and a member of an organization, you tend to pivot your focus so that you can have the highest productivity. So again, you're going to either mood illustration dress, or you're going to be a repeat offender and employ repetitious wardrobe complex. You see this a lot in Silicon Valley. It's pretty much spilled over post-pandemic to other sectors, even on Wall Street, where there's a death to the business suit and people are going Silicon Valley chic, wearing a hoodie daily or just typically dressing down. So now that you have my fashion psychological analysis on turning my mom into me trend, it's safe to say that motherhood does not age you. It's safe to say that it does not make you lose your sense of style and your sense of fashion. However, we can say it does cause you to pivot your focus. Now, let's go down to the next layer. Let's go a bit deeper and let's ask ourselves, can we become youthful in our personalities and in our moods if we simply decide to wear something different? The answer is yes. And the reason why I would say yes is due to my fashion psychology field theory, mood enhancement dress. Now, you all hear me talking about it. Mood enhancement dressing is dressing to optimize your mood. If you're coming in from TikTok, you know that the nickname for mood enhancement dressing is dopamine dressing, dressing to get a high, dressing to release dopamine. Now, I am positing, yes, you can age backwards. Literally, you could actually see the mothers in each of these TikTok videos have a little bit more pep in their steps. They're seemingly acting like their daughters. So yes, to be more specific, we have to look at aging measures. Now, scientifically, there is your psychological age, and then there's also your chronological age. Which one are you polarized to? Are you polarized to, okay, I feel a certain number, so therefore that's the number that I am? Numerically, you feel a certain age, so that's the age that you will portray yourself to be, no matter what, under any circumstances, all right? Or are you polarized to chronologically, I am a particular age, so this is what society says someone of my age must wear. These are two groups of persons, all right? Which one are you? I will self-disclose, me, myself, I am polarized to more of my psychological age than my chronological age. And my students will definitely tell you that. Now, what about you? Are you polarized to your chronological age because of the pressures of society or even just your familial background? You know, in certain cultures, aging is considered a graceful thing to do. In certain societies, you know, aging is considered, you know, a nightmare. You know, people tend to think, oh, their children are going to lock them up and put them in a nursing home. So again, what are you polarized to? Your chronological age or your psychological age? If you're polarized to your psychological age, more than likely you'll see these people, oh, you look good for your age, or I wouldn't know you were such and such. So they typically dress younger. People who are polarized to their chronological age, they'll dress according to that age group, all right? You know, they believe once they reach a certain milestone, numerically, notice I keep saying, I try not to say that people are getting older, right? So when they reach a certain milestone numerically, they put away certain styles, certain fashions, all right? Again, you have to ask yourself this, self-reflect, to discover which one are you polarized to. Now, according to this particular TikTok trend, the mothers may have gotten a glimpse of how it would feel if they were to dress a psychological age that's younger than their chronological age, and they may want to explore that side of themselves. Now that they got a wee bit glimpse of how it feels. Now, let's go to the next layer. Does this kind of activity strengthen or build better relationships with our kids? Before I give you my next answer, I must teach you about a term called mirroring in psychology. Mirroring happens subconsciously when we imitate a gesture, speech patterns, attitudes, or behavior of another person. Now, with this TikTok trend, this is done as a technique. This is done not subconsciously. This is done consciously. This is done deliberately. So these mothers and daughters utilizing this trend are intentionally using the mirror phenomenon as a technique. Now, as your fashion psychologist, I am going to tell you to utilize this technique responsibly. Dressing like your daughter could actually build trust. And you're probably wondering, is this being deceitful in any way? I do not think it's being deceitful, because you too were your daughter's age and perhaps even dressed that way at some point in your life. So you're utilizing it to build trust, to strengthen the bond between you two. And as you begin to incorporate this technique into your daily life, your child will then begin to turn to you rather than their cohort of friends for advice, because they're going to feel as if you understand them like no other. And with online school and social media becoming more prevalent and even more intertwined in our daily lives, you know that your children could be suffering or be more prone to depression and sadness. So it's very important to strengthen this bond so that they can come to you rather than their friends in their time of need, because you are able to dress like them, cultivating that trust that they need in our ever-changing technological world. All right, so if you have a comment, leave it below. If you have an idea for the next episode, also leave it below. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are watching me from your part of the world. Bye.